So Ruth gleaned in the field until evening. Then she threshed the barley she had gathered, and it amounted to about an ephah or ephah. She carried it back to town, and her mother in law saw how much she had gathered. Ruth also brought out and gave her what she had left over after she had eaten enough. Her mother in law asked her, "Where did you glean today? Where did you work? Blessed be the man who took notice of you." So Naomi already saw. She was like, "Wow, this is not normal, for gleaning and such. This is fresh stuff. This is." And then Ruth was sharing everything, food and everything with Naomi, and Naomi's like, "Wow, the Lord has blessed you." So it's like amazing. Let's continue to read. Then Ruth told her mother in law about the one at whose place she had been working. "The name of the man I worked with today is Boaz," she said. "The Lord bless him," Naomi said to her daughter in law. "He has not stopped showing his kindness to the living and the dead," she added. "That man is our close relative. He is one of our kinsmen, redeemers." So Naomi didn't even know. And now she knows. She knows even more so of what they've done, who they ran into. They ran into an extended family member that could potentially marry, if they were not married, her daughter-in-law, to be her daughter-in-law again. And so she's like amazed at the situation and how the situation turned out. So even with Naomi's grievance, even though she even vocalized her grievance, the Lord would still continue to work. He knows our hurt and pains. He knows what we go through. When Jesus was here, and Jesus wept. Like he knows. And so we have to understand that. And it's hard to understand that. I know it's hard. I know first it's hard. It's hard when things like, I have an instance, years ago, I had to work I had to work, duh. I had to go to work. I had to go into work, even though the weather was hazardous. And I could have not gone to work, but I wanted to show my vision of myself in my work ethic. I didn't really want to go to work. So that was part of the problem already, right? It's bad weather. And so I went to work, did what was requested. I showed up, one of the few, and did what was requested, and then left. And the weather had turned from bad to even worse, and it got really bad. And it was snow, lots and lots of snow. And the roads were very slick. And even though it was going super slow, I was going maybe 15 to 20 miles an hour on the road, on a highway, mind you, because everybody there, and it was at night. It was like early, like 2 in the morning, 1:30, 2 in the morning. And I saw down the road that there were people slid out in an area. And so maybe I was going 25, and so I slowed down to like 15 to 20. And right as I got to that area, boom, I slide. I ain't hit nobody. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. I did hit a snow drift, and it damaged the outside of the vehicle. And so I was still able to drive away from it after spinning. It was a slow spin. It was a weird, slow spin, like uncontrollable. And it just was like, and I took that moment and I was like, you know what? Devil's trying to get to me. But guess what? Every time, it strengthens me. It strengthens my resolve. Like, okay, I want to worship harder. I want to do more. I want to do things. I'm going to show. I'm going to show how I can live and how I can be. And I'm going to be grateful and more humble. And so I took that as, for me, a time where I needed to be more. I needed to do more. I need to walk better. I needed to have walk better, have a better relationship with the Lord. And because I know that it could have been worse. It could have been much worse. I could have hit people. My car could have not started, been destroyed, what have you, and I would have been still miles off from where I live. But no, car was fine, except for that cosmetic damage, dents, and the wheels weren't hurt, the axle, I had all that checked out a couple of days later, and none of that was an issue. But it was difficult, and we go through difficult times. I'm not quite sure what all that had to do. What kind of thoughts and feelings come to your mind? How does it make you feel, and what does it make you think?